All right, now to a NewsNation exclusive on a story we have been following since the very beginning. Tomorrow marks 14 days since two mothers went missing along a rural Oklahoma highway, gone without a trace. And tonight you'll hear new details only on NewsNation about that bitter custody battle that most likely is at the center of this case. Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelly were traveling to Oklahoma to pick up Butler's two small children. Their car was found off the State Highway 95 on March 30th, way down a dirt road, for a weird place for that car to stop. So nearly 2 weeks later, authorities in Oklahoma have not shared any updates for more than a week since revealing that investigators suspect foul play. We do know the FBI is helping in the investigation, but here's some sobering stats. According to the FBI, about 70% of all reported missing persons are found and returned within 48 to 72 hours. It's now been 300 hours since Butler and Kelly were last seen. All right, so joining us now is NewsNation producer Allison Weiner. She's been digging into this story. Allison, what have you learned about the evidence in and around that abandoned car that leads police to believe there was foul play?
Well, there was a lot of discussion early, that we've already learned that there was some blood that was found in the car, and that was something that the police, indicated that there was some foul play. There was blood, a tiny bit of blood in the car, not a huge amount, but what we've now learned is that there was also blood outside of the car, two separate puddles of blood. And the reason I was wondering, and I asked my source, or several sources, why the press wasn't able to see that is that after the police were able to do initial investigation, those puddles were kind of dried up with dirt and
so they covered it up. They covered it up so that reporters wouldn't take pictures of it. Okay, so we've been talking about this custody battle between Veronica Butler and her and the father of the two children. Veronica Butler had only supervised visits with her kids every week or two. Why did she lose custody of the children?
Well, I was able to find out that it turns out that there was an allegation of sexual abuse of the children. It's not by Veronica and not by the father, but by somebody within the family circle. And that based on that, the grandmother of the father went forward with trying to gain the custody and according to the father, made him say some things that weren't totally true. And that is, and managed to gain custody. The father managed to gain custody, but then the father was sent to prison on a domestic violence allegation, and he now is in rehab in Oklahoma City, and the grandmother has custody.
All right, we're looking at a picture of the father right now, Wrangler Rickman. I believe this is his mugshot. But wasn't he just released a few days ago, a few days before these two women disappeared?
Actually not. He was. During the time they disappeared, the police have been able to confirm that he was in the rehab facility.
Okay.
And they confirmed it, and my source confirmed it.
Okay. So, but there was a hearing scheduled this coming week on the whole custody issue. Veronica Butler was fighting to get her kids back.
Yes. There was a custody hearing scheduled, and basically what happened is that Veronica and the grandmother would exchange custody at this abandoned gas station called Four Corners, and they'd done it many times before, and they were on their way to Four Corners to do the custody exchange.
And I'm just curious, this custody exchange, do we know anything? Was it amicable? I can't imagine it was, if the grandmother had helped launch these sexual abuse allegations against the mother. That must have been a fraught situation between the two.
It was a very fraught situation between the two, and the father has said that his own mother, the grandmother, forced him to say certain things, and that she threatened to shoot him in the head if he didn't say it, and it's in court documents, that comment. And we at NewsNation have obtained and been able to review those court documents. So we know that this is not the custody. We thought it was a custody dispute, but this is a volatile custody dispute with a lot of anger coming from both sides. This is what we found in the court documents, that the plaintiff further stated that he had been threatened numerous times by his mother, that's the grandmother who has custody of the children now, that she would kill him, shoot him in the head if he didn't do what she told him to do. So he did what she told him to do.
And a lot of people there, a lot of people there are afraid of that family, Allison. We've found out from several reporters who've been down there on the scene.
Yeah, reporting on custody issues and
Yeah,
or a potential, I mean, it's difficult and dangerous work, but it's work that needs to be done because we need to try to help
right.
find these women.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.